So today I'm working on a set of lower control arms. Here's one of them. These are off of a 63 Corvette. What I'm working on is I need to put a new set of ball joints in them. So you'll notice on this one, we've already removed the old one. This is actually the new one. And we've bolted it in already. It comes, as this assembly, it comes with the nuts. I've placed it in there, tightened this nut down, and before tightening that down, I put each of the rivets into place so that I'd keep these holes lined up. Tighten that down, and then I take a piece of tape and tape over the top of one of them. And the reason for that is I want to keep both these holes aligned while I'm riveting these in. You may ask, why am I riveting these in versus just putting a bolt into them? And the reason is this is a Corvette that's going to be judged. And what the factory did was they painted their control arms as an assembly, and then they put the ball joints in afterwards. So the ball joints are supposed to be bare steel and riveted in. So now, to rivet this in, I got a couple special tools here. There's this big piece of plain steel that has the corners knocked off on it. You'll notice that. And then it has two holes that are threaded. So you place this in here. You'll notice on the control arm there's two holes here. So look for the side that has the notched corner, and that's going to go up against the edge of the control arm. That notch is just to give you clearance. So it'll sit in there, and then I just need to bolt this down. So I'll get it aligned. It's a 5/16 thread that's used on this, 5/16 coarse thread. And just make sure to hold that block up against the ball joint while you tighten this down. And then you can see here that the rivet sits up against that and still has about a 1/4 inch of a gap to be mushroomed out. Now, we noticed with some other rivets that we got, they didn't have that 1/4 inch gap. They sat almost down with an 1/8 of an inch gap. So we had to put a little steel spacer in there to give us that 1/4 inch of gap. So since this one's good to go, this is ready to be riveted in. Now you can buy this as a kit, and the kit that we had, it came with this tool that goes in an air hammer. Well, this one was actually too short for our air hammer, so we had to make a new one. Now before you do this, you want to make sure and use hearing protection, and you also want to use safety glasses. Okay, so I placed the air hammer up against the rivet, and I also lean my body against it to give it more pushing power. And then you're just gonna start hitting it and watch your gap and watch for the rivet to mushroom out and seat against the control arm. So you'll notice there that the rivet's fully pushed in, and it's also mushroomed out in there. So that was a good install. Now we'll go ahead and remove this block. We'll switch it over to the other side and do the same thing.